Before we get started today, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I am so happy. It just makes me so happy that all of you have subscribed, and thank you to all of the people that also watch my videos. I hope I can continue making videos that inspire you. So I just wanted to let you know how I wanted to give you a big thank you and let you know how important that is to me. So today we're going to be making a no-sew journal, but I've also made a journal that you can sew too, and I'll be showing you part of that in the video. Both of them are basically the same process. And then if you stay tuned until the end, I'm going to show you how I just dressed up this wooden tote a little bit. Okay, so today we're going to be trying a sew version. I've already made the sew version of the junk journal cover, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But I'm going to try to do a no-sew version. So what I've done is I'm just using the packaging that we all get, like the packaging envelopes, and I have cut it down to size. I've cut it 12 by 9 for my journal size, but you can cut it down to any size that you would like. And when you do that, you're cutting like the ends off and everything, and you're getting 2 pieces. So I'm able to make 2 journal covers with that. So for this one, I am using, and the other one, I also used the Tim Holtz fabric. This is the orange color fabric. I thought it would be cute for the fall. And so what I'm gonna do, and this is what I did for the other one too, I turned the fabric over, I'm putting my packaging down, and I'm just gonna line up where I want to cut the fabric. For this one, I'm doing just a little over 1/4 of an inch around the edges. It's not going to be perfect, but I just want to show you what I'm doing. Now, to trim my fabric, I am just going to make a little cut in the fabric with my scissors. And then because I like the frayed edges, I am just going to tear my fabric the rest of the way. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that for, you only have to, if you line it up like this, you only have to do 2 sides basically. You might have to do 3. Okay, I'm just gonna tear it. Now that won't give you a perfect edge, but I'm fine with that. It's a junk journal, so I'm fine with that. Okay, so next we're going to glue. Okay, so I have my glue on. Now I'm going to turn my packaging over. I'm going to put the glue side onto the fabric as even as I can get it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to press that down. And I'll turn it over and see. Looks pretty good. I used like a silicone spatula to kind of smooth out my glue so I wouldn't have like too many clumps showing through the fabric. Okay, now I'm going to do the same process, and I'm going to use this fabric for the inside. So I'm going to do exactly what I just did for the front for the inside. Okay, now normally if you were going to sew, I let mine dry like overnight. you know, for at least 8 hours, I would say, because you don't want that glue to like gum up your sewing machine, which I've had that happen before. So wait, as you know, as long as you can to do that. But for this one, I'm not going to be sewing it. I'm going to try something different for a no-sew, something different to me. It probably has been done before, I'm not for sure. But what I'm going to do, I left a little bit of excess fabric along the sides. So I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and I am just going to like glue the fabrics together. But I'm going to leave a little bit of the edge so I can fringe it or have some like fringes. So I'm gluing as close to the packaging as I can. I'll show you that. The packaging that's the sandwich part of our junk journal. Okay, so I'm just using the Fabri-Tac, putting a small strip of glue right next to the packaging and the fabric. Now I'm taking my little silicone brush and I'm pushing that glue just a little bit towards the edge and making sure that it's on the packaging a little bit too, if possible. And trying to get all these threads. Oh. Okay. So, let me see if I can get some more of those threads out. Now I'm just going to press down and like seal my edges. That way it's kind of like sewing. Sewing is kind of sealing it down, but we're just doing an extra step of glue and sealing it down, so we're not going to be able to see our packaging in there. You see that? And I may cut it down just a little bit more, like with my scissors, and then fringe it out. But I'm going to go around and do the other sides of this, and then I will be back. Okay, so while I'm letting the other journal dry for a little bit, I want to show you the one that I did. I did this last night and let it set overnight, and then I have sewed around the edges. So I did the exact same process that we just did on this one, except the edges aren't quite, I didn't leave quite as much of the edge, which you could still leave, which I kind of like the little bit extra edge, but I did not do it on this one. And then I will show you, I've already sewn this, I sewed this morning, but I do have that on camera for you, so I will show you that now. Okay, so that was me sewing all around the edges, and yeah, this is how this one turned out. Now I will show you, I must have like tore my fabric wrong, or I was off somehow on this one. So I have this little gap right here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some trim on the inside of this, and then that will take care of that problem. And I'll go get the trim and I can show you what that will look like. Okay, so this is the trim. It is some lace that I have coffee dyed, and I thought I could just put it on the inside like this and cover that up, and then I'll be able to see part of it from the outside. So let's see what that's gonna look like. Okay, so I think I really like that. I think it's kind of cute. You can kind of see it from the front too, which is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do that so you could just do it on that edge if you want to, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it on all my edges, and I will be back. Okay, I'm gonna show you, I have a wood tote here. It was just a plain wood tote that I spray painted with an ivory colored spray paint. And I have a pumpkin napkin. This is a 5x5 napkin, and I'm going to unfold it, and I'm going to take off the extra layer. There was only one extra layer on this. And what I'm going to do is I want this to go on the front of my tote, but I want the border to go all the way across. So I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. Okay, so I have my 4 pieces, and now I'm laying 2 of them down on the corners where I want them to actually lay when I put them on there. And then I'm going to have a gap here in the middle, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure how big that opening is, or approximately, and it's about 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is, since this napkin is so thin, I am going to take a piece of the other napkin, and I'm going to use my rotary cutter and a mat, and I'm going to cut 2 inches off of the extra part of my napkin. So I'm just going to do it like this. Hopefully it does not tear. I'm just going to use my rotary cutter. And cut my napkin. Okay? Now I just want to show you, I did make an error here, and one side of my napkin has a smaller border than the other. So I went and got another piece that has the bigger border on it so it would match up, and I'm going to cut a 2-inch piece off of here. So if your napkin does have a border on it, just double check and make sure, you know, one side may have a smaller border than the other, and you want those to match up. Okay, and because I think napkins, they're very delicate, and for what I'm going to use this for, I'm just going to use glue stick, and I'm just going to glue my napkins on here. And then if I have any excess, I will just use my finger sander and sand that off. But I'm just going to use the glue stick. So here are the completed junk journal covers using the Tim Holtz fabric. I love this fabric. I love all the patterns of this fabric. There's the inside of this one, and there's the inside of this one. And there's the little tote. If you haven't tried junk journaling, give it a try. It's just junk journaling. It doesn't have to be perfect. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a great day.